What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going over 10 of the worst WWE main events of all time. Let's get straight onto the video with number 10, the Extreme Elimination Chamber at December to Dismember. On the off chance that any match symbolizes how bad things were when WWE attempted to revive ECW, this may be it. I actually really like the idea of the Elimination Chamber, and adding the hardcore element sounded like a recipe for success. The main wrestler the crowd cheered for was CM Punk, and he was eliminated first. That left Big Show, Test, Hardcore Holly, RVD, and Bobby Lashley to fight for the ECW Championship. Lashley would get the win, and Paul Heyman would really leave WWE for some time because of that choice. Number 9, The Undertaker versus The Undertaker at SummerSlam. This one is just plain silly. This card had a great steel cage match between Bret and Owen Hart that would have been much better as the main event. WWE rather ran with the finale to the bad storyline, which included Ted DiBiase and The Undertaker. The storyline was highlighted by Leslie Nielsen going around looking for Taker. Out came DiBiase's Taker, then Paul Bearer came out, flashing a spotlight from his urn to reveal the real Undertaker. The match was boring and slow before Taker pinned himself. A steel cage match that was amazing was unfortunately put to the side for this main event. Number 8, Diesel vs. King Mabel, SummerSlam. We are back with another SummerSlam main event that wasn't so great. This was Vince McMahon booking at its finest. It was a huge man against another huge man for the WWE Championship, and it was just horrible. No one truly cared about Mabel even after he won the King of the Ring, and these two just had a terrible showing throughout this match before Nash finished it in less than 10 minutes. In addition to the fact that it was horrible to watch, it was on last instead of a stellar match between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon for the IC Championship. I assume a ton of matches will look awful if you compare it to that, but come on, Vince. Number 7, Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam. Okay, this is the third and final SummerSlam main event, which sucked. This match was one of those typical Brock Lesnar matches that are just not entertaining. I guess some do find it entertaining, but I would say not the majority did. Basically, Lesnar dominated Randy Orton. He hit him with suplexes, and some more suplexes, and some more suplexes. By the end, Randy Orton was busted open, and the match would end due to KO in under 10 minutes. This was a terrible match, and it really is sad because this match was viewed as a dream match. Also, it main evented over Balor versus Rollins, as well as AJ Styles versus John Cena, which both were much more entertaining than Brock and Orton's match. Number 6, John Cena versus The Miz at WrestleMania 27. The reason why this match is on this list is because it was not a WrestleMania main event match. All this match did was show us a preview of the next year's main event, which would be Rock versus John Cena. If this match main evented on a B-Show pay-per-view, it wouldn't have made the list. But it was a main event of the biggest wrestling show in the world. First of all, there was no clear winner that won this match until Rock came out and restarted it. Then, he inserted himself into the match by hitting his finisher on Cena, which would lead The Miz to picking up the win. Neither Cena nor Miz had the spotlight in this match. It was all about putting the special guest in the spotlight. Something that shouldn't be done at WrestleMania, especially in the main events. And some people wonder why CM Punk complains and left the company. Number 5, The Undertaker versus the Dudley Boyz at Great American Bash. Just by reading the title of this match, you already know this will be a bad one. This is the only ever concrete crypt handicap match ever that was showcased by The Undertaker, who took on both of the Dudleys at the Great American Bash pay-per-view in 2004. If Undertaker had lost the match, Paul Bearer would have been sealed in a concrete crypt. Wow, really, that sounds interesting. Thankfully for Bearer, Taker would win the match, but then he just poured the concrete cement on him anyways. He was just like, whatever. Again, wow, who wrote this? Who wrote this? It's even worse when you remember Eddie Guerrero and JBL put on one of the best strap matches in wrestling history for the championship. Number 4, Hulk Hogan versus Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. Technically, this did become the main event of WrestleMania 9, which is arguably the worst WrestleMania in history. After Yokozuna beat Bret Hart for the WWE title, Hulk Hogan, who had no beef with Yokozuna, came out and challenged him to a title match. If I'm being honest, the match between Bret Hart and Yokozuna was not the greatest match at all. But come on, this is just horrible booking to benefit Hulk Hogan. What's worse is that Hogan had apparently agreed to drop the title to Bret Hart later on, but chose to lose it to Yokozuna at King of the Ring. What goes on through that man's head sometimes, brother? Number 3, Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania 32. The main event that people hated. Last year, WWE were all about pushing Roman Reigns. Scratch that, they still are, to be completely honest with you. Anyways, they tried to get fans to cheer Roman Reigns by having Triple H win the title at the Rumble, and then they thought people would feel bad for him. Did Vince really think this would help get him over? He would go on to the main event no one wanted to see, and the match wasn't bad, nor was it good. But because of the crowd reaction, and the crowd booing the shit out of everything, and the reaction he received after the match, made it 10 times worse than it really was. The main event of the world's biggest event needs people to say, damn, that was good, and they want to leave happy. Instead, this got people saying, finally, it's over. Number 2, John Cena versus John Laurinaitis Over the Limit. The 2012 version of Over the Limit featured not only a fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight Championship between Sheamus, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Alberto Del Rio, but also a WWE Championship match between CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. So which match would be the main event? Neither. Instead, they went with John Cena versus John Laurinaitis in a no DQ match that saw Big Show, who was fired, interfere and help Big Johnny save his job. Yes, Cena lost to a general manager, and yes guys, Cena and a general manager main evented over CM Punk, a WWE Championship, and Daniel Bryan, all at the same. Yo, I can't believe that. Next, we gotta move on. And number 1, we have Bam Bam Bigelow versus Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania 11. I have no problem with celebrities showing up from time to time and getting involved, but this is way too much. Lawrence Taylor is a great athlete, and I've always thought that Bam Bam Bigelow was underrated. So I believe these two could have a decent match somewhere in the middle of the pay-per-view. Instead, we got this match as the main event of WrestleMania. I'm sure that didn't upset Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash at all. What might be worse is that Taylor got a clean win over an established superstar. It's hard to be credible after something like that. Sadly, this is the match that Bam Bam Bigelow will be most remembered for. This is like Big Show and Shaq main eventing next year's WrestleMania. Like, you just don't do it, please. As always, thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Pllana. Check out my other channel, Official Life Facts, and I'll see you all later.